What is going on, my fellow navigators, and welcome back to another video. My name is PokeNav, and I am here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time. Today, guys, I'm sitting down once again to go ahead and answer the questions that you, the fellow navigators, sent in to me, and I'm going to go ahead and go into detail on 3 of those questions today that were sent in by all of you. But before I do that, guys, be sure to go ahead and double slap that like button as well as that subscribe button, especially if you like these videos where I go into more detail about questions that you all have. And if you want to be notified whenever these videos drop, be sure to thunder punch that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into these 3 questions sent by you, my fellow navigators. All right, guys, and the first question that we have here is sent in by Zach. And by the way, thank you, Zach, for sending this in. And it says, I'm trying to start a Pokemon eBay business, and I wanted to know if you had any tips starting off. Again, Zach, thank you so much for sending that question in. That is a great question and one that I do get quite often. And really, you know, whenever I get this question, a lot of the time, the initial steps to starting a Pokemon card investing business has nothing really to do with Pokemon. Realistically, the first thing that you want to do is you want to set yourself up as a business entity. So I would recommend getting established at least at first as an LLC. You can do this very easily online. Most states' websites will offer this, or there's other websites that you can go to get set up as an LLC and get registered as an actual business. And this is really important because, especially if you're going to be working with a distributor, you're going to need to actually be a business entity. They're not just going to work with, you know, just the average or, you know, just personal investors or collectors. They're going to want to work with an actual business entity. So the first thing that I would recommend is to obviously get set up as a business. I've actually gone into pretty great detail about this on a previous video where I break down everything for starting a Pokemon card investing business and really all of the steps. But that's really the number one thing that most people overlook. Most people just want to jump right into buying and purchasing. But I would go ahead and get set up as a business entity first. And then the other thing on top of that is to go ahead and know your shipping rates. You're going to want to know exactly, you know, what it's going to cost to both buy and sell products. You're going to want to get in tight with your postmaster because I found that's really invaluable because they can provide you with discounts, especially if you're coming to them a lot with a lot of product that you're shipping out. A lot of the time they can provide you with those discounts. And then beyond that, you know, beyond just the foundational stuff, I always recommend that whatever you're going to be investing in, I would do it in products that you actually enjoy. So if you're the type of person that you really enjoy investing or opening or collecting booster boxes, then go down that route. I found that for me, I make better business decisions when I'm investing in products that I really enjoy. And for me, it's mainly vintage products. I do invest, somewhat in modern sets as well. Obviously, you've seen my videos on, evolutions and, the reprints of Hidden Fates and things like that. But a lot of the investing that I do is in vintage products, especially products that I'm holding for the long term. But, it's whatever you enjoy. Whatever you enjoy, that's what I would recommend investing in and starting out in. And then beyond that, just start small. Start where you can. If, again, I've made another video on this topic of being able to invest on a budget. In fact, on less than $200 a month. So I'll put all of these videos up in the eye for you guys to check out so that you can reference those as well. But start where you can. If you have to start small, maybe start looking on places like eBay and Mercari or Facebook Marketplace, where you can purchase binders of cards for relatively cheap, as long as they look like they're in good condition and they're gradable. They don't necessarily have to be PSA 10s. There's actually a pretty thriving market now for PSA 9s. Or even PSA 8s, because those PSA 10s are becoming so expensive. So more collectors are now looking at PSA 9s, PSA 8s, and I feel like it'll just kind of continue to go down from there, so to speak, as PSA 9s become more expensive, PSA 8s, and so on. So start where you can. Start where you can with whatever budget you have, and then start building capital so that you can start investing in more higher end products, booster boxes, especially those of vintage variety, and then you'll be able to start getting things into gear from there. But realistically, just start where you can, have as much fun with it as possible. Don't turn it into a job. I feel like that's the thing that kills someone's passion for what they want to do, what they want to make a career, is when they turn it into a quote unquote job. So have fun with it. Keep that at the forefront of your mind, that you got into this because you love Pokemon, you love the hobby, and ultimately you want to make it a career. But always make sure that you keep that passion alive. So again, thank you, Zach, for that question. Really appreciate it, buddy. All right, and our next question here, it comes from a guy who is on both YouTube and Instagram. Really good guy, comes out of Canada. So beyond Pokemon cards, maybe he can hook you up with some maple syrup as well. But this comes from Collecting with Gules. It's Gules. I'll make sure to put his page up here and also down in the description so that you guys can check him out both on Instagram as well as YouTube. And his question is, on your scale of modern sets, where does Unbroken Bonds lie in comparison to XY Evolutions, for instance? Do you think that Unbroken Bonds has enough staying power in the market to uphold its value? And if you can, which product would you hold on to? Again, Gils, thank you so much for the question, my friend. Really appreciate it. So in regards to Unbroken Bonds, I really put Unbroken Bonds realistically in the same category as Team Up, especially with the recent developments that we've been seeing with, we saw the third reprint of Hidden Fates. We're now seeing the reprint of Ultra Prism. I truly believe that within the next year, you're going to see reprints of both Unbroken Bonds and Team Up. And I think, as I said in a previous video, I think Pokemon Company is starting to, or they're trying to level the playing field, so to speak, to try to make some of these more modern sets more readily available to a wider audience. As you've seen, Unbroken Bonds, Team Up, the booster boxes themselves are going for upwards of $250 to $300, which is really out of reach, especially for people who are just getting back into the hobby. And maybe there's a particular card from that set that they really enjoy, and maybe the hyper rare Charizard and Reshiram, which I believe is from Unbroken Bonds, if I'm not mistaken. And they want to get back into collecting, but then they see the prices of these booster boxes, and it deters them from getting in. So I think Pokemon Company is trying to level the playing field on that. So in regards to a comparison of Unbroken Bonds to Evolutions, although it was printed very heavily, back in the day, back in 2016, and I believe it also had a reprint as well. It's not being reprinted anymore, unlike Unbroken Bonds and Team Up, which I truly believe we're going to see at least one reprint, if not two, maybe three reprints of these, because they were popular sets, they're modern sets, and the prices on the secondary market are just extremely high right now, and I think Pokemon is going to level that. So if I were to say which one you should invest in right now, I would definitely say Evolutions at this point. And there's a lot of people out there saying that Evolutions was never going to go up, and now booster boxes are going for around $150. So all of the booster boxes that I've purchased from Evolutions, I was getting for $80 to $100. So, now they're at 150. So it takes time, with these type of things, it takes time. And we even saw that with base set back in the day. I mean, the base set, the prices on that stagnated for years, for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So, with Unbroken Bonds and Team Up, it's going to be one of those that I definitely would not purchase it right now. With the prices the way they are, I almost guarantee you guys we are going to see a reprint within the next year. When they reprint those, go out and purchase the booster boxes for both Unbroken Bonds and Team Up at that point. That's certainly what I'm going to do. But I definitely would not go out and purchase it right now, because you are going to see those reprints somewhere down the line. And I guess that answers the second half of the question: which product would you hold on to? My personal preference is always booster boxes, really, for any set, as long as they're available. Obviously, there's sets like Hidden Fates, Shining Legends, where booster boxes aren't available. In that case, I really like the ETBs, the Elite Trainer boxes. But if there is a booster box available for a particular set, then I would definitely go with that, just because they're very diverse. You can keep it sealed, you can hold it for the long term, you can break the box open, maybe somewhere else down the line, and you can sell individual packs. Or you can go ahead and open those packs and grade cards from them. With modern sets, I, however, would just keep them sealed for at least 5 to 10 years. That's just my personal opinion. But when you go back more towards vintage products, you do have more diversification as to what you can do with those booster boxes. But yeah, I do appreciate that question, Gules. By the way, you guys go ahead and check him out again on YouTube and Instagram. I will put a link down in the description so that you guys can go ahead and visit him. And let's go ahead and move on to the third one here. All right, and the third question here is coming from Darth Fury. And they ask, what are your views on Darkness Ablaze now that the card set has been announced? So I think everyone was a little bit taken back on what cards are actually going to be in Darkness Ablaze. I actually found out about it on PokeBeach when the card set was announced. I wasn't really holding my breath for that Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX, that it was actually going to be in the set. And in fact, it was not. But I was actually really surprised at how many cards were left out from the Japanese sets that were combined to make Darkness Ablaze. Nonetheless, I think that it's still going to be a good set. You still have the Charizard V and the regular Charizard VMAX, which I think are still going to be, 2 chase cards. Anytime you have a Charizard in a set, that's always a good thing. It's always going to, help to drive up the price later on down the line. When you're looking to invest in these type of products, maybe 5-10 years from now. But I'll be honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed with the amount of cards that were left out, and I feel like in a lot of ways my predictions were right. I wasn't really sure, and I honestly did not think that we were going to get that Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX. But I am still holding out hope that we will get this card in the holiday sets. I believe, to my knowledge, the holiday set has been announced. I've heard 2 different titles for it. I've heard Master's Path and I've heard Champion's Path for the holiday set, and I maybe I'm just a little ignorant to it at this point, but I haven't heard anything definitive. So if you guys know for sure what the title of that holiday set is going to be sure to let me know down in the comments. But I'm still holding out hope that we'll see that Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX in that holiday set. And as I had said before, although we still have the 2 other Charizards in this set, and they'll be the chase cards, so to speak, I think we are going to see those Hidden Fates tins when they're reprinted in mid-September, I believe, is the tentative date. that hyper rare Charizard for that is going to be the de facto chase card until that holiday set comes out. But all in all, I have to say, guys, I've been talking to a lot of other collectors, a lot of other investors out there. It's going to be a great second half of the year for Pokemon cards. Whether you're an investor, collector, or just the average person getting back into the hobby, now is a great time. I mean, my gosh, with Darkness Ablaze, you've got the holiday sets, you've got the reprints of the Hidden Fates tins, you've got the reprints of Ultra Prism, and who knows what's going to be next, what we may be getting near the end of this year. But all in all, guys, really excited for the next few months and what it's going to bring. The thing I have to give the Pokemon Company is that they are not afraid to go against the grain. I mean, I think a lot of people thought if we don't get the Charizard Rainbow Rare VMAX in the set, it'll kill the set. Pokemon's not going to make any money. Well, guess what? They didn't release it, and people are just as hyped for this set and for the sets to come, and really for everything coming the rest of the year. So you have to give kudos to them. There's a reason that they've been around for 20 plus years. They know how to do things. They know how to entice consumers, and you really just have to give them credit in that regard. But again, Darth Fury, thank you so much for that question, my friend. Really appreciate it. And that's pretty much going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoy these question and answer sessions. I certainly appreciate them, and I appreciate all of you who send these questions in to me, taking the time to write them out. Sometimes I'll get emails that are really in depth and really long, and I know I can't get back to everybody and answer all of these questions, but I try to do my best, guys. And again, I just appreciate you all so much, and appreciate you coming back each and every week. And with that all being said, guys, you guys have a great rest of your week, a great weekend. I will see you all next week. My name is PokeNav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.